Now, making a film is always a risky business. You can spend mountains of cash with no guarantee that anyone will actually want to see your movie when it's completed. But some brave young filmmakers in Western Australia are now stacking the odds in their favour. Crowdfunding is the new way to raise this much-needed cash for projects, calling out for audience investment from the very start and then keeping those supporters until the final credits roll. It's a novel idea that has even the state government buying in, as Claire Nichols reports.
Once upon a bush, a dingo baby was stolen from his mother and subjected to cruel experimentation. In time, Dingo grew strong and broke free. Today, he fights alongside mighty heroes to save the bush from doom.
We sort of had this idea that we were thinking, put ourselves in the shoes of like Japanese filmmakers coming to Australia, not knowing anything about it. Being British, I'm pretty much in that shoe myself. And them kind of getting those misconstrued ideas about what Australia is all about.
It's a strange and colourful online adventure that's already had more than 1 million hits on YouTube.
Chinaman Bill, you'll be invaluable to the mission for your martial arts prowess and the fact that you hate pirates.
Yes!
People watch it and are entertained for the most part, from what I can tell, which is good. That's something we set out to do, is make an entertaining kind of comedy web series. So people are intrigued, confused, exhilarated?
Yeah,
no,
I think they sort of think it's just been 5 minutes of just in their face.
But Super Dingo might never have made it to our screens if it wasn't for crowdfunding.
I'd known of crowdfunding through a few other filmmakers who had done it and done it quite successfully. And I was intrigued to give it a go and see what campaign we could put together.
Using a website designed for online fundraising, the team set a target goal, asking for charitable donations to get the project off the ground.
All we're asking for is a little bit of your money to go towards making the first 2 episodes of Super Dingo versus the pirates, and Super Dingo versus the hippies.
So what do you get for your money? A keyring, a VHS tape of Super Dingo, Pride, Dignity, a signed poster from Chips O'Toole, one of the stars of Super Dingo.
And the donations came flooding in. In total, the team raised more than $5,000, enough to get the crime-fighting canine into production and on to the internet.
Although we knew a lot of people who put money into it and we badgered a lot of them, there still are, you still reach people who you don't know as well, which is when it becomes quite exciting, because you know that it's spread a little bit. And some of the people who pledged the biggest amounts of money were people who we didn't know.
We'll be throwing nothing until we be done burying our treasure.
I've got a lot of projects on at the moment too, so while I'm feeling good, I'm going to get busy.
The documentary Hunter is another film project funded by the public, in this case, Perth's hip-hop community.
We sort of heard through a friend about this Perth hip-hop musician who had been diagnosed with cancer, and we sort of just went out and started filming with him and very quickly sensed that there was quite a powerful story there.
The documentary crew followed the Perth-based rapper for 2 years as he battled terminal cancer. After he died, the filmmakers called for support to complete the full-length film, raising more than $20,000 online, the most successful West Australian fundraising project of its kind.
We know that we have this audience there that are just waiting for it to happen, and I think they've been waiting long enough, so we're happy to be able to release it very soon.
The traditional film and TV sector is a bit make it and they will come type of approach, where you're getting broadcasters or investors and so on to put a lot of money and a lot of risk on a particular project, and then to produce a program. And then after that, your aim is to then get an audience for that program, which creates a lot of risk up front. This is an innovative way to try and generate an audience of supporters in your project before you actually make it. Well, that's right.
For Ian Booth at the government agency Screen West, crowdfunding could be the way forward for WA's film industry.
Film and TV production has never been harder. With the fragmentation of audiences as more platforms are available, we're seeing it become harder and harder to raise full finance. And so for us, we see this as an opportunity to get more money into the sector and for people to connect directly with an audience.
Indeed, crowdfunding will now be a key factor in getting government support for new online projects. Screen West is establishing a new regime where filmmakers who raise a minimum of $15,000 online will have the government match that figure 3-to-1. The move means filmmakers will have to prove there's an audience for their work, an audience that's willing to pay to see the project come to fruition.
It's obviously the first time that an agency like ours has been involved in something like this, so we're going to give it a try and see what happens.
While the Screen West initiative is limited to WA, there's no doubt the national interest in crowdfunding is growing. The Australia Council for the Arts has identified it as a key opportunity for the nation's creative community, one that encourages ordinary people to invest in the arts.
It does make you feel like you're part of a community. It's a little bit of like your good deed for the day, and I think everybody should I guess just help an industry that is obviously needing that investment from the viewers and such, because you're delivering something back to them that ultimately they're gonna get something out of.
For the Super Dingo team, post-production on episode 2, Super Dingo versus the Hippies, is well underway. Thanks to the power of crowdfunding, Super Dingo will live to fight another day.
Well done, Super Dingo, and well done, agents. Once again, the bush is safe.
Super Dingo, a movie that could be coming to a video store near you one day. Claire Nichols with that report.